Sonnets! Welcome. It's Friday. I made a video a couple days ago kind of talking about meditation, shadow work. And it probably wasn't the best video because it requires a whiteboard to kind of understand, to get through the process. And even then, this does not really do it justice because it does take a lot of mental effort and work and time. But there's a procedure to follow that will lead you to greatness and the light on the other side of the tunnel. So we're going to go over that real quick. How do you change your external reality, assuming nothing else changes, by just changing your inner reality, which is your thoughts? That's all this is. So dotted graph, or the dotted line here, symbolizes subconscious brain and then the conscious brain. We have the old you, the self-work period. So this is the shadow work period, which includes self-work, meditation, being present in the moment, and then there's the future you. So to start off, if you're not in such a great place, why would that be? Well, for the most part, all of us have kind of been subjected to a little bit of conditioning here and there. Just a tad. So we got societal conditioning. You have your parents. How many times have your parents told you, hey, don't do that. You can never be that, right? And that's your parents doing it. Think about your teachers. How many of your teachers told you that you couldn't solve a problem that the way that you solved it? Because it's not the way that they taught it. They're trying to trap you in a box, right? That's all this conditioning is. It's trapping you in a box. So bad actors, teachers, childhood friends, social media, enemies, other people, anyone in reality while you're growing up, or even to this present day, it doesn't matter how old you are, that when you have your own thoughts about something, they care more about themselves being reassured that they're right instead of you embracing who you are. They don't want you to speak your truth. They want you to stay in your little box that makes them comfortable, okay? So that's why we need shadow work, because there will always be people that want to put you in boxes, and that makes them comfortable. We coexist with these people. It's okay. You don't have to be friends with them, or you can be. Just understand that there are certain people that aren't going to be comfortable with your success. Because deep down, I don't think that they're willing to put in the same amount of effort that you are. Okay? And you know this. When somebody in your past has put in a disgusting amount of effort towards something and achieved something great, are you always happy as can be for them? No! Sometimes you're envious. Sometimes you're jealous. Sometimes you put them down. Sometimes you take away from their achievements. I've done it. I'd be like, oh yeah, it's not that great. And everyone else is sitting there like, dude, he spent like 500 hours doing it and he won an award. It's pretty cool. And I was like, anyone can do it. Right? A lot of people do it. Just be aware of it. So these down here, all those parts of society that affect your subconscious brain, those thoughts now from the subconscious, which controls about 95% of your daily thoughts, right? So if you don't change this will never change. And then this just keeps going over and over. Because this is like every day. Your subconscious thoughts become your conscious thoughts, then you reaffirm or throw out those conscious thoughts, and those become your subconscious thoughts moving forward. Sometimes it takes a bit longer to unwire things and rewire things into your brain, but generally speaking, you want to get to this point right here. So what is this? This is when you have the same thoughts as you had in the old you. All that negative shit. You're unhappy, you're broke, you're never gonna be good enough, you're not gonna find your dreams, you're never gonna get the girl that you want in your life. Whatever it may be. All this negative Nancy bullshit is going to boil up right here. And so the point of shadow work is to affirm or to reject those conscious thoughts that come up from the subconscious right here. And my favorite way of doing this is if you have a negative thought, and I always like to go back to the money because it's the easiest, or I guess unhappiness, happiness, those are good, or relationships. because it's just easy to give an example for. But if you have something come up and you say, I am broke, you might want to tell your brain consciously at that time, I am not broke, I am abundant, right? I'm not unhappy, I'm a happy man. It's almost as if you kind of lie to yourself, but you have to believe it. And it's kind of uncomfortable. It does feel like you're not being your truthful self for a while, but this isn't your truthful self either, okay? Being happy is. Being abundant is. Being in love is. That's what humans should naturally be. We've been programmed to think that we don't deserve this unless we're like a James Bond. That's bullshit. Fuck them. We're not going to listen to anything the government and the schools tell us anymore because it's a psyop. It's a fake news. All right, so reaffirm the good stuff, throw out the bad stuff, and now I put it going down to the future you, but this process could take weeks, guys. To undo some of the bad conditioning I had, it could take me a month on certain things. It took me over 3 months just for love. I didn't think I deserved love because I couldn't get over who I was in my past. I was like, I'm a bad guy. I kept telling myself, I'm a bad guy. So what did I attract? Bad girls. Okay, low quality women. And then I'd get mad at the women and I'd be like, oh my God, why do I keep attracting all these hoes? And I'm like, oh shit. I think I might be a hoe. And then I changed, right? But you have to become conscious of that before you can make the change. And then once you start making those changes, as you notice coming down here, I changed the color over to green. Green is to symbolize the good thoughts. So your subconscious now has become, I am happy, I am wealthy, I have a blissfully easy life. You know, large sums of money flow to me continuously at all times from multiple sources for the greater good of humanity. Like all the different affirmations and things that you can tell yourself that are positive, you want to code these in to your subconscious. And then when you wake up every day or just going throughout your day, anything that happens, this will be what makes up your conscious thoughts. These good thoughts will come up and reshape your conscious brain. It will realign you to your life's trajectory. Because before, something bad would happen, and if your brain is filled with all the negative thoughts, you would go down the spiral. You would see something bad and you're like, oh, something bad always happens to me. Whereas if your brain's mostly good and something bad happens, it changes to, it is what it is. You can't change it. But what can you learn from it? Okay, you stop stressing as much. You stop freaking out about how everyone is just, you know, they view you some way. You lose the attachment to all this bullshit from the past, and you seriously just become who you are. Are you happy? Okay, then be it. Are you joyful? Okay, then be it. Are you in love with life? Okay, be it. And when you do this long enough, this is what shapes your external reality. I'm not saying that you have to believe me. I don't really care. However, what I will say is your internal reality definitely shapes your external reality. The way that you talk to yourself and the way that you experience life boils down to how you treat your mind and inside your body. Right? You can have a good day or a bad day, and it could be the exact same day. It's up to you. So your external reality is entirely dictated by the way that you deal with it. That's it. And so in the long run, shadow work, and the reason I put it with the meditation video, is because probably the easiest way to go about unwiring some of these thoughts is within that meditative state. If it's completely dark and it's quiet, let's say you have headphones in so you can't hear anything, you can't see anything, you can't taste anything, you can't smell anything, so all your senses are gone, and you're just stuck there with your thoughts, and you have these negative thoughts boiling up, it becomes very easy to become conscious of them. All right? So do a little practice. What I'd say for shadow work is at least, just 5 minutes a day. Just 5 minutes of silence and have a couple of these thoughts come up into your head. Reaffirm the good stuff. Send it off back to your subconscious brain and out into the reality. And completely deny the bad stuff. You don't need the bad stuff. You don't. You get to choose. That's on you. And I don't give a fuck who in your past has told you that you do not deserve happiness, that you do not deserve love, that you do not deserve abundance. You are a king. Remember that. But by the way, if you forget, I'm going to remind you. Love you guys. See ya.